Netflix just posted a $700,000 a year remote work from home AI job. Today, we're going to talk about what this means for the AI world, because beyond just having this high-paying work-at-home job, there's also a lot of implications and a lot of different things that can help us understand where the AI industry is going, where money's going to be made, and what we need to learn. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I feel like that's what you are talking about, like AI creating new possibilities and new jobs, just different from what it was before.
Yeah.
So this is a high example of that.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because when I was going through this research, first of all, it hit me because it's like, okay, like $750,000 almost to stay home and do AI work. That's pretty crazy. Now, again, not everyone's going to get that. There's a handful of jobs. But this isn't about looking at what you're going to make. It's about looking at where the trajectory is going and what businesses are needing AI for. This is something we talk about a lot here, where we talk about systems and processes and how you can insert AI into each thing. Because what Netflix is looking for is someone to make it to where they need less employees.
Yes, and generally fasten the process, at least, like, of course, they will choose this direction to describe it.
Yeah.
To make it cheaper and faster to animate or shoot something, which is actually generated instead.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they said, is generative AI. So I think for the vast majority of us, looking at developing product strategy for the core productivity assistant experience, that's like a sentence and a half, right? And looking at that, if we break it down, we're like, okay, developing product strategy for productivity assistant. So what is the productivity assistant? Is that, from what they're saying, it sounds like it's a lot about getting their other employees to be more productive using the AI tools that the $700,000 a year guy makes.
Well, generally, product manager is responsible for creating an application.
Okay.
So understanding what it's supposed to do, what are the goals, and creating a plan for this application. So what I'm getting is they are going to hire a person who will figure out what's the best AI for their production is, what it's supposed to do, what's their budget is, so they can give it out to their researchers and tech to create this AI for themselves, to speed up the process of shooting, but not actually shooting their projects.
Yeah, and I think also looking at, when you think about Netflix, like, okay, who actually works at Netflix? What do? They got customer support, they got this, they got that. Looking at conducting user research to identify workforce needs. So what I'm seeing here is that this is about, and we'll line it up, this is about finding different things that we do on a day-to-day basis. So at Netflix, what do they do day to day? Well, the support people do this. Okay, can you make it more efficient so we can have 5 support people instead of 30? All right, well, you just saved Netflix more than your salary, so you're golden. Again, this is hypothetical, but looking at this, this is where it's going, and this is what we've been teaching at AI Profit Scoop, where we look at a business. Maybe you have like a dentist, or you have a local car rental business or something like that, and you think about, okay, what do they do? For us, we were just talking about, you know, what's going to happen when people buy domain names from us, and then they get a website, and then when we transfer the domain name, there's no way of knowing the domain's gone unless you check an email. And it's all these things that, as a business owner, this costs us a lot of money to have happen. Like, okay, now I have to have this person do this. There's extra hours for this. In the grand scheme of things, as a business person, I have to look at, okay, if it costs me $20 to register the domain name versus 40 hours in employee hours to figure out how to not do that, I'd rather just pay for the domain name.
Yes, that's what it's about. So you're looking for the ways to cut expenses and speed up the process by integrating AI into it.
Exactly.
So that's a direction of, if you figure it out how it works and get good at it, so you can recommend, like, it's business to business, right? So you can recommend businesses how they can automate, speed up, improve this process.
Absolutely. And I think it's funny because at first glance, like if I had told you a year and a half ago before you started this type of work, I need you to automate a business process with AI.
Yeah, I'd be lost.
You'd be like, what? Now it's like, now that's an attainable goal.
Yes.
And looking at that, it wasn't super hard. You didn't go to like some giant AI
grad
university.
school or whatever.
Yeah, and it was more or less self-taught. I think I kind of gave you a little bit of the ropes, but most of the stuff, like some of the MySQL stuff and things you've done, I don't even know how to do that, so I couldn't have taught you. And looking at that, where we're like, this is an attainable thing, and if you can understand, okay, you go to a dentist office, the gal takes the calls. Okay, well, she's got to take the calls. Half the calls are, I'm missing my appointment, or I need new dentures, or whatever it is. And you start to understand, okay, well, where would AI fit in that? Or right now, let's say you have like a personal trainer for the gym, and you have the personal trainer and he wants clients. And he's like, I can make a post, but I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and it's best when it's convenient both for the clients and for the company. I know that people hate it when AI answers the calls, but even in that system, sometimes it's more convenient to have an AI that helps you with a simple step than be on the line for half an hour to get a person.
Exactly.
Like, what would you choose as a client? To talk to AI and actually like have 50 to 80% chance it will figure it out, or wait.
Yeah, and thinking about like a lot of this is very simple stuff. If you can solve, there's two ways to make a lot of money in business. Solve a really complicated problem and get paid a fortune. Think about like, okay, Amazon does both of these. They sell us this little mug for $8. That's a simple problem they solve 500 times a day, and they make good money. But on the other side, they have this entire robust AWS system. So where I, spend a couple bucks on Amazon for random things, I'm spending $1,000 a month or more with AWS because they have this whole infrastructure. And there's two ways to make money. You can either solve a simple problem over and over and over again, or you can solve a big tree of problems and get a lot of money one time or a couple times or whatever. And when we start to look at this, what I like to do is both. If I can find in a business a flaw that they have and say, okay, sending out customer reminder emails is a pain, and I have to think about what to do, and I have to go look up these things. What if the AI had access to it and it could do that? That's a simple problem I can solve for one dentist one time and then sell it to every dentist, right? And so understanding, okay, this is where this is headed. When we look at what Netflix is doing, and we're like, okay, they want prompt engineering, conversational interfaces. So it's not really, I don't think this is we're looking for a computer science major.
No, that's the main thing of it. Like, a product manager is not a computer science major. It's just to understand what they need in the process.
Exactly. And I think if we can understand what people need, whether it's bloggers, affiliate marketers, gym coaches, whatever it is, if we can understand that, we can build a good business creating systems. And it can be a system that we host. Like, you look at ClickFunnels, they made billions of dollars making a system for people who don't know how to build landing pages. Was that new? No, I've been building landing pages since before people even knew what a ClickFunnels was. So did the people who own that company. And when we start to look at it, they solve that one set of problems, which is, okay, we have this, CRM software. That's kind of what we're looking at with AI, only the barrier has been leveled, where that cost them $4 million or whatever to build. Now you and I can do things without big computer knowledge, and we can get something done for a client super fast, which is what they're saying. And I think the big takeaway here is Netflix is willing to pay this crazy amount of money to solve this problem. Other companies are willing to do that as well.
Yeah, of course you will not get the Netflix
exactly.
position for this amount of money. But what is it to understand is that it's about understanding your niche and understanding what other people in this niche are struggling with. So it can be something simple. So it's one thing that you face, that you struggle with, and you think, what if others struggle with this too? And if I solve this problem for myself, I can also sell the solution to someone else.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that not everyone's going to get the Netflix, because I was a little worried making this video. I'm like, after Elena sees this, she's going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get 700 grand from Netflix.
Get this more than $500,000 job now.
Exactly. Yeah. And starting to look at that and understand, okay, we are learning to build these systems and make it work. Now, they do have some qualifications, bachelor's degree, which Is that the higher up one? Associate?
No, that's a first one.
First one, okay.
Which is surprising, but they're also 6 years of work, so.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So you're going to have people that are at least 25 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Proven experience building and launching generative AI solutions, ability to work in fast pace. So this is kind of interesting because a lot of people struggle with entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they are. And maybe it's because I'm removed. I've never looked for a job. I've never gone and looked at like qualifications because I've always done this.
No,
And
that doesn't look like much, at least here. Maybe the actual requirements on their position are much detailed. I don't know.
And I think also looking at like fast-paced environment, that's key because entrepreneurs need to move fast, especially
Yes.
if you're in the age of AI. If you're not moving fast, you're light years behind. And that's why you need to learn certain things, like learn one thing and learn it good, whether it's making an AI image generator for logos for a certain type of company, or whether it's customer support or service. And we can see here the productivity assistant, it looks like it is mostly designed for the global employees by automating repetitive tasks. So these big companies are saying, this is the sale of AI. Like AI is going to automate repetitive tasks so we can save money and do all this other stuff. And starting to understand that I think is really key.
I'm surprised that it's remote.
Yeah, I would not want that. Like if I was hiring that, well, first of all, if I'm giving anyone $700,000 a year, they're gonna come here and work. Second of all, I think they would need to see the hands-on, but I think most of their employees are probably remote workers.
Maybe it's connected to it not being actually a tech sphere when you actually build something. So there is not much you can lose in between.
Here's an interesting one. Previously, wasting about 18% of employees' time. I like that word. It's like we are just wasting it. It's just a complete waste. AI bots handling 150,000 annual support tickets for things like IT provisioning. And again, that's stuff that can be automated. And you think about, what can the average person do? 100 tickets a day, 200 tickets a day. Tools to analyze feedback in the transparent review culture, helping employees process 40 pieces of input per cycle. Be interesting to see what a cycle is. But overall, I think the takeaway here would be understand business processes, whether it's following up with leads, emails, tickets, understanding how to automate it. Because I think you look at a company like Netflix, they don't like to waste employee time. One of the things I've learned is when you meet really rich people, I'm talking absurdly rich, they are the biggest penny pinchers in the world.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like you got $1 billion. Why are you worried about 46 cents? But a company like Netflix, when they see something like 18% of employee time wasted, what's that like for small businesses? Like a dentist office or something like that, where it's like, okay, where is that waste and how does it work? And how does the AI help? And I think looking at that is really key because they're saying 416 hours per year. If you're paying $20 an hour, that adds up pretty quick.
I also got to say that we need a little disclaimer of that. There is always a downside of like employment and everything.
Yes.
It's not like we're fully super happy about all this stuff happening in the world. We're just looking at it exactly from a point of what's developing.
Yes, and
like
I
we cannot
agree.
stop this train.
I like that you brought that up because I actually did Wednesday's video on my other channel was about Sora 2. And Sora 2, in my opinion, is the biggest perpetuator of brain rot, damage to culture content ever.
And the worst thing is that it's going to be successful in that. Like people are going to watch it probably.
Well, kids are gonna have no
Most
jobs.
likely.
So you can sit there and watch it. So apparently, we're gonna like not have jobs, and we'll have AI glasses directly connected to Facebook. That'll be good. So in hindsight, forget all this AI stuff. Learn mental health because people are going to need therapy.
And they will pay you for watching ads.
Yes, pay you for watching ads, exactly. Which is interesting, and it is an interesting world. I think looking at the ethics and the differences there like that, it is kind of a sad thing.
Yeah, but then again, the only thing we'll have to do is adjust.
Exactly. And for those of us that there will be an adjustment period where it's going to be, okay, a lot of people with these jobs, like, okay, if they're going to cut 18%, they could probably cut 18% of their workforce.
Yeah, I'd rather, like, maybe it's not the AI that we're supposed to fight, but like generally how it works, the other systems.
Yeah. And thinking about what you can do instead, I
Yes.
think, like, I have found that AI for me, I mean, before AI, we had 3 or 4 employees. After AI, at our peak, we had like 25 with all the outsourcers and everything, which meant AI allowed me to hire more people, which was cool. Also made me more efficient. I can get more done in a less amount of time. Now there's downside, like I don't hire the writers I used to hire individually, so that is a downside. But looking at, okay, what can we do and how can we build and adjust? Because during that adjustment time till this is figured out, money's going to be a big issue for people. Where it's like, okay, I don't have a job, what do I do? Well, society hasn't caught up with this AI stuff. Learn to make these for corporations. Learn to make these for little businesses. Learn how you can use AI to create stuff, and look at this job market, because what this says to me is there's a huge demand for this. Like for a company like Netflix to be like, in our circle, we can't find this guy.
That is weird.
It is very weird. That
might mean that they look for someone exceptional.
Or a bunch of them.
Oh, a bunch of them.
Yeah, they might be hiring like 100 of these. Who knows? And looking at that, I think the higher picture is companies need AI because there is waste. There is a lot of things that go out. I mean, I was looking at our budget sheet for the taxes, and I was like, wow, we wasted a lot of money on things. I could have just cut those out. And you can make an app for that. You can make an AI for that. And understanding where you can automate processes, content writing, content posting, posting on Facebook. All of these things are little apps and tools. And the takeaway is people want things automated, figure out how to do it, and you can make a lot of money.
Okay, can you give up like a sum up plan? What would you recommend to people?
So what I would do is I would first go to Google Gemini or whatever AI you like, and I would start to learn about, tell me about business processes. And this is something that a lot of people watching are probably better than me at, because I've never worked in this stuff. I've never looked at processes. You see here where we're
And again, you probably need to stick to a specific niche when you do that, right?
Yes.
Something that you know always helps.
Yeah, and I want to get the overview and kind of see like, what is it like? Because a lot of people might be like me where they don't know processes. They don't know, oh, what is a day-to-day operation? Maybe they just, work at a job where they just do their thing and that's what they understand. Whereas what we want to do is like, think about the assembly line that Henry Ford made, right? He was like, okay, instead of, hey, Alina, go build a car. He was like, no, Alina, you just do tires all day. And the next guy will put on the axle or whatever. And that made it faster and smoother. But if you came home and I said, Alina, how's a car built? You'd be like, I don't know, I just put a tire on. And that's kind of where this is at. We need to be like Henry Ford and understand the whole line, you know.
So the first step is research, right?
Yes. So research and then dial it down. So start broad, engine to business, understanding the power of processes. Then go through and say, how does this look for a personal trainer? Okay. He'll go through, or Gemini will go through, find out what that personal trainer would need.
Yeah, and then you can ask direct questions like, what do they struggle with? What do they usually need help with? What's the best improved processes they came up with and most successful trainers use? And things like that. So you find something that you're able to improve or build, right?
Yes. And start small, like find one problem. This is where people struggle. They try to solve everything. Like they're trying to go make the next ClickFunnels or the next Netflix. And it's like, don't do that. Start with one. Make one thing, sell that one thing, and then build off of that. Because it's easier to snowball than it is to, just try to build the whole snowball before you push it down the thing.
Yeah, for me, the very good example was the plugin that you built that just automates the process of setting up your blog.
Yeah.
Like, so you saw the people struggle with that because they need to learn different programs and skills for that. And you did it like, here's the step-by-step automation that will do it for you, done.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's key is start small. So they have this, here's the trigger, consultation, needs analysis, goal setting, package pricing. And this is something where, I mean, the tools that are there, I don't think it would be difficult for me to get a client in here and be like, we have a personal trainer. Alina, I need you to figure out how to set this up with Manus AI for email, maybe an automated blog plugin. I don't think zero to actual product would be that difficult.
For me, especially already knowing the skills I have, no. It would be something interesting. It probably will take to make it real good, maybe a couple weeks still.
Which is nothing.
Which is, not much.
That's nothing. And I think that's one of the things is, in AI Profit Scoop, this is what we teach. We are teaching the processes. We're teaching how to think different with AI. Looking at this rather than, oh my God, Netflix is paying a lot of money to someone to stay home. No. What's behind the scenes? What's actually going on? And how do we become valuable in this AI space? That's what AI Profit Scoop is all about. And you could go over there, AI Profit Scoop, and you could join our list and check out our weekly calls and everything like that. But this goes through and, okay, here's the product development, becomes client program design. That's cool. So we could actually design a program based on, here's a 30-year-old who's 150 pounds, needs to lose weight, he struggles, whatever, stuff like that. It would actually do really good at that. Now,
yeah, some kind of a free test like this for people on the website that will create you leads for the actual trainer, right? That's already like a building lead situation.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can build these workflows, and I would start with something small. Maybe take something that you do on a day-to-day basis, like how to research for new content. Okay, what would that look like as a workflow? What would it look like if we sat down, put it together, boom, boom, boom? How would we add AI? Where would AI fit really good? And what would that do? Like Calendly, Acutely, like these are all tools that are doing this stuff. QuickBooks, Freshbooks, all of this is doing what we're talking about just in different niches, and there's a lot of money in this. So yeah, I think the takeaway is there's a lot of money shifting. Learn processes and automation. Use AI to look at that. Ask it different things. For me, I love, if I could just sit here and make videos all day about how businesses grow online, that's my favorite thing to do. I love it. I was studying it last night. It's up till 2 because I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. But those are the kind of things I look at. And for you, do that same kind of thing. Get excited about what does a process look like. Take something small, a bike repair shop. What's it look like? How do they get a customer? Where's it come from? Facebook? Okay, well, what happens after that? Okay, they go to the blog. Do they leave? Do they fill it out? After they fill it out, what happens? Starting to look at these processes and thinking how you can help. I mean, it doesn't take that many clients to do really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Any last minute things you would tell them to learn?
Not really. As usually, it might look overwhelming from the very beginning. So that's why I say probably some kind of familiar process will help here. Unless you want to do the research from scratch. That's an option as well.
Yeah. And maybe start with a little tool, a converter, a downloader.
You can find these examples on the tool on AI Profit Scoop as well.
Yeah.
The list you did available for the subscribers.
Yeah, we have a ton of tools in there. You can kind of reverse engineer them and see how they work.
Yeah, just have a look at what kind of tools. Those are very simple tools, like one day build.
Yeah, not even. I think I did 50 in one day, which was pretty cool. So definitely check us out at aiprofitscoop.com. We have weekly calls where we can go through detailed, nitty-gritty stuff that shows you how to build a business. If you want to just make prompts and make money and all kinds of stuff like that, we teach all that as well. aiprofitscoop.com. Thanks for watching. Check out the videos in the description, and we'll see you in the next training.
See you in the next one.